Hi, Missy. Quick question. How can someone check to see if they have funds available? Like maybe they filed their tax return, but they're not sure if they received all of their benefit, or they may have a split household, or, just to see if it's been claimed by a partner or a child's caregiver.
Yeah, that's a great question. There is an IRS portal, an Irs Update Portal, that the one that I mentioned that folks can use, that could have used last year to update like a big life event or the birth of a child. And I believe that you were last year able to check on that there. I want to say that that depending on sort of what happens when you file your taxes and what type of a refund that you receive, that you are able to check on that directly from your tax refund.
Hi, Missy. Thank you so much for this information. It's so helpful. I'm curious for a family that may qualify for the Empire State Child Credit, who has potentially already filed their taxes for the year, if they may be, how they may be able to receive those funds, if possible at all.
Yeah, so the Empire State Child Credit, that should come automatically. There's really no extra work that a family needs to do when they're filing their taxes, the state portion of their tax return. That should really, be very automatic when you're listing dependents and their ages, sort of all the questions that are asked during filing taxes. That Empire State Child Credit really should be an automatic part of the refund.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely.
Missy, I do have a question. So I know that my colleague Justin had brought up how can we track if there's less money on the table and people have already filed their taxes. So my question is kind of to progress that thought, because I'm just thinking of specific families off the top of my head. So let's say that they did already file their taxes, and there is money that has been left on the table. What exactly would that process look like, and how would what would be kind of the expected turnaround for them to actually receive the lump sum payment?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I can definitely do a bit of further digging. But really my understanding has been that this should be sort of very automatic during the tax filing process. So as long as, when filing, families indicate the ages of their children, the living arrangements, that sort of CTC payment should come automatically. There's no sort of form, to that or inquiry that a family needs to make. But I can do, a bit more digging and sort of as to tracking if a family didn't receive payment that they feel that they were entitled to. And I can definitely get back to you, but my sort of core understanding was that, as long as families are filing their taxes, are being, really transparent around who has primary custody of a child and living arrangements, that should be sort of a very seamless, the awarding of the payment, that there's no sort of tracking or need for a family to be sort of retroactively trying to get that payment.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let's see, one final question from me. Can you explain the date cutoff for children aging up from 6 to 7, like how they consider that split for the cutoff for the taxable for the refund amounts?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. It's really based on the age of the child as of December 31st of 2021. Because this was really sort of a 2021 payment. And so, yes, however old the child was on December 31st of last year, that will sort of dictate the amount of the payment. That's a great question.
I know we have some families on the call as well, and I just want to encourage people to ask if you haven't had a chance to have your question answered.
Well,
Go ahead, please.
oh, I was going to say what I can do. I had a couple of resources that I was hoping to flag for you all. So if anyone is sort of still thinking or maybe needs a moment, I'm happy to, run through those, and then we can circle back right after that. And so yes, like I said, tax filing is so important this year. I don't think I can overstate that. And so I've included here some links that hopefully will be helpful for you all and for the families that you serve. These are all links here on the slide to a lookup tool to find a nearby VITA site, links to the IRS Free File website, and the My Free Taxes website. Both of those will connect you with IRS certified tax filing assistance that is absolutely free as long as families meet a certain income level. And there's also the White House unveiled a childtaxcredit.gov website, which has a lot of information and can lead you directly to what's called the Get Your Refund website, which will also connect you with an IRS certified tax specialist. And so we very much urge families to, in this sort of small window that they still have, to either file their taxes or to file that extension. And then these resources, we were thinking especially for you all who work directly with families, could be very helpful. There are a variety of English and Spanish outreach flyers that can be, printed and distributed or hung up, really encouraging getting the word out to families about the need to file. We have sort of a what you need to know 2-pager that's also available in English and Spanish, as well as some resources from our national office and from our partners. So you can find those all, the links here, but we also have, downloaded documents that we, of course, can provide you all as follow-up. And Kenya let me know that there are some folks who are very interested in advocacy opportunities, which made me very happy. The Children's Defense Fund is very invested in the fight for a permanent, inclusive child tax credit. And we actually co-chair a national coalition along with the Center for the Study of Social Policy called the Automatic Benefit for Children Coalition, which is fighting really hard for a permanent, fully inclusive, and fully refundable child allowance. And so I've included a link here to the sign up form for folks who would like to get involved. There's a lot of resources that are shared, information and ways to sort of learn more about this work, but also get directly involved. And I've also included a Take Action link to the Children's Defense Fund's CTC Advocacy Hub. And by going to that site, you can directly call or email your elected representative. There are sort of social media resources, tips for meeting with your elected representative and talking points. There's just a lot there. So definitely encourage you to check out those links.